You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast. This is a show that happens twice a week, where two old guys and another old guy talk about games that are also old.
Yeah, Phil, how old are you? Have we covered this ground before?
Oh God,
You're in the middle of Dave and I.
I am, and I'm getting in the range where I actually have to think about how old I am. So I am 33 years old.
Yep, right in the middle.
There we go.
In the middle of the TADPOG sandwich.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I am the meat.
Welcome, meat. I am top old bread.
I am soggy bottom bread.
I am meat.
Yeah, so Phil's here. Phil, welcome. Sandwich Pope, maybe.
Maybe.
Interim sandwich pope until
Sandwich Pope elect.
We'll have to the white barbecue smoke to see if he's still Pope or not. Well, this week, Dave, you wanted to do a TADPOG.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about Diablo.
Diablo.
Diablo? The Blizzard game that I played a lot in high school, and then recently almost replayed to the very end with Phil. Before I tragically accidentally deleted my warrior.
Oh.
So I'm gonna let Phil handle all the boss talk.
I did not. Pretty much when you stopped playing, I stopped playing. So
I feel honored.
Yeah,
I like to think you were like, you know what? Fuck it. It's not fun without Dave. This game isn't fun without Dave.
Did you delete your character out of solidarity?
I did not.
Go do it now. Do it now.
Well, wait.
Facebook Live it. Do it now. Well, before we get to all the Diablo talk, I'm your bearded host, Tyler. And Dave, there's something I think we should do.
All right, let's do it. No questions asked. Let's do it.
Good. There's something that I saw. First, I saw that Galen York of Susie Bass Awards fame and Bailey War of D's or GTFO fame.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to credit her with Hobson Heroes. I'm not doing that thing that Drew said that makes her mad.
Right. Let's give him a plug. No, let's piss her off. Okay, we're going to piss her off. All right, great.
Don't answer my questions. After I saw that she did it, I was like, oh, Dave and I should do that on the show.
Oh, is it the
Facebook questions thing where you ask your significant other these questions and record their answers?
Okay. So how do we do it? You're going to ask me questions?
I'm going to ask you these questions, and then normally you would type them out and post them to Facebook, but instead we'll record you saying them and just put them on the internet.
All right. So but it's not like the Newlywed Game? Like you don't guess what you don't write down what you think I'm going to say?
Nope.
Okay. I mean, we could do that. It would take up the entirety of the show.
So,
so I mean, look, I'm trying to give us an easy out here. We could just play the Newlywed Game for an hour.
That'd be fine. I mean, that's sort of what Ryan did a little bit.
Save that. That is an awesome Patreon idea. Save the Newlywed episode for Patreon.
Oh, man.
Right. Okay. I like that idea. We just need a host. That's all. Like Tyler and I can be the Newlywed couple, the contestants, and we just need someone to host it.
So, I mean, we could do you and I, or we could pair up. Well, let's see. Because I wondered, because you and I could be a couple, or we could do it with wives and Josh and Nicole.
No.
And do a literal one.
No, you know Melissa so much better than I know my wife. No, I'm not playing that game.
We've only been best friends since 6th grade.
Podcast crossover. Get Hobson Heroes or Experience Grind or someone on there.
There we go.
Two dudes in an S.
We're planning on recording with Experience Grind.
That's a good idea. So a podcast host Newlywed Game.
I like that.
Newly host game.
I like that. But that's also not fair. I feel like we would win that. But we'll see based on this Facebook quiz. We might not. I think you know me. It's funny you bring this up because as I was reading these questions, it's weird that I thought of both Nikki and you. But I did.
Who are the two adults you spend the most time with?
Right? Yeah, exactly. And as I was reading it, I was like, oh, God. People would know these questions about me, I think, but I'm not a good people person. I don't know the answers to these questions. And it's so weird because I was just thinking about I was having a conversation with Nikki just the other day how like good my mom is with people. Like you tell her, she'll like talk to a stranger and she'll just remember all the things that they tell her so that in the future she knows them. And she's just like very personable with them. That is amazing to me because I can't remember, Tyler, I can't remember your birthday. Yeah, I know it's July. Okay. Is it July 6th?
You're close.
July 2nd.
July 2nd.
I went the wrong way. I was like, it's 2 days within July 4th.
Yeah, July 4th was mine and Kenna's original due date.
Damn it. All right. See, that's how I don't think I'll do well.
It's the day the aliens attacked in Independence Day. You always remember that.
Oh. All right.
July 2nd.
I'll remember that.
Or as Nikki knows about me, what I used to say when I was little, that I was born on July the Tooth.
The Tooth?
July the Tooth.
Oh, I did not remember that. See, that's why I'm not a good people person. I'm really not.
Okay. Dave.
Yes, Tyler.
What's something I always say?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Top answer. I'm going with top answer for that one.
Oh, shit, man. Phil just made it real like Family Feud. Like we're in a lightning round.
Ding!
Come on. Yeah.
Good answer. Good answer.
Suck my dick. Good answer. What makes me sad?
What makes you sad? Can I be real?
Yeah, be real.
Not having cats in here in your house.
Yeah, that does make me sad. But now I know it doesn't smell after having you and Ryan talk about how much my last house smelled.
It just smelled like cat poop. That's all. That's all. We knew you had cats. I mean, it wasn't like an unexplained cat shit smell.
But it's still a smell.
Right. Oh, yeah. In that room, like in your dining room.
Just in the house.
Right.
How tall am I?
Oh, shit, dog. You were like 5'9"?
5'9", yes.
Yeah.
5'9", 5'10", yep.
Very average.
Yep.
I was half expecting like a Josh Edwards like 5'6" or like a Micah Purdue like 6'3" and be like, wow, you are different than I imagined.
Expecting an outlier.
Nope.
Phil, how tall are you?
I am 5'10".
All right, now I know what to expect when I meet you at Dragon Con. I'm glad I won't be like surprised.
We'll all be able to look each other in the eye.
Right.
Pretty well.
I know, yeah. Just
5'10", 230. All that weight that you lost, I found it. I'm holding on to it for you. So.
Put it on like
Nice.
a belt. Here we go.
I can't wait till we're all at Dragon Con, just 3 average boys.
Yeah.
we need to
That'll be our cosplay.
we need to do Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Like we fucking have to do it.
Get some flesh colored underpants. And
Yes. I'm doing it.
Monochrome t-shirts.
I'm doing it.
What is my favorite thing to do?
It used to be jerk it, but I don't think that's the case anymore.
I have not jerked it in a while.
So I will say,
at least not since I've been married.
the alternative to jerking it, which is not jerk it, it is to smash guts.
It's pretty, but smash guts and busting those nuts.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably your favorite
That's
thing.
certainly up there. Yeah, I think that qualifies.
Okay. Was it favorite thing or favorite thing to do?
Favorite thing to do.
Yeah. Okay.
What do I do when you're not around?
Think about me and stare out windows, wondering when I'm going to come back.
That's true. Even if I'm in a windowless room, I pull up a window with a rain on it on my phone and just look at that.
Yeah. Was I right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
If I become famous, what will I be?
If you be a famous podcaster, of course.
Yep.
I won't. It'll be like, I quit this show, and then you become famous a week later. It's like, turns out this asshole was holding you back all these years, Tyler.
It could be something completely different, like Paducah man tased in fast food parking lot.
Right? Paducah man in drunken rage.
Man brutally murdered.
Called himself the Grimace. Took 18 bullets to kill him.
What makes you proud of me?
What makes me proud of you? Let's see. Your beard makes me proud of you. I think it's a glorious beard.
Good answer.
Your tastes make me proud of you. You're a very good dad. That makes me proud of you.
I appreciate that a lot.
The first 2 answers were kind of jokey, but that last one was a real one.
The last one was outright lie.
Yeah. I was practicing my run
I
for
saw you put
presidency.
Kenny in a cage the other day. It was an outright lie.
It was fine. It had safety latches on it. It had plenty of breathing holes.
What is my favorite food?
I would say, man, I can't name a specific dish, but I would say, go for it.
Can I take a stab at?
Go for it.
Take a stab at this.
Do it.
I'm gonna go with curry, the spicy curry from that Indian restaurant that Tyler likes.
See, I was going to say something spicy and Asian, but I wouldn't be able to come up with an actual dish.
I think all are correct because curry, curry I like, and curry because I would say my favorite food is rice, and I'd say curry is just a way to eat rice.
Yeah, interesting.
So that was a Mitomo question. I remember I
really?
answered, and everybody was like, "Oh, what rice?"
Do you still play or
Nope.
use Mitomo? Does anybody? What happened?
Something about it frustrated me. I think when I got a new phone, I couldn't get anything to transfer over or open my account again, so I just quit.
It just got boring as fuck. Like the first week and a half, I was like, man, this is so cool. And then all of a sudden it was like, and I'm tired of reading these things.
And then once Pokemon Go came out,
that just shot Mitomo in the head for me.
Yep. But no, definitely rice, but curry may be my favorite way to have rice. That's absolutely true. So good job, Phil.
Thank you.
What is my favorite restaurant?
What is your favorite restaurant?
I'm going back to that same well.
Yeah, I would say Kashmir, but
I think Kashmir would probably be correct.
The Indian restaurant in Louisville.
Kashmir in Louisville, maybe Bamiyan in DC, Asiatique in Louisville. I also love where I worked. Chong's, I think, is also pretty good.
Twig and Leaf in Louisville.
We did all go up there and eat. The girls actually did eat there, and they're pretty picky. So, what is my favorite place to visit?
Your favorite place to visit is home. I feel like that's a good answer.
Home or the bathroom.
Home, bathroom. Yeah. Oh, well, right. Frequent visits, bathroom. Sometimes you don't like it in there, right?
I
just spend a lot of time there, especially at work.
Like sometimes it's your prison, right?
Yeah, that's true. I'm tethered to it.
Yeah.
And I just have to move that tether to like a restaurant bathroom if I'm at a restaurant. I don't think in my whole life I've been to a sit-down restaurant and not used the bathroom there.
Yeah,
I always
You're right.
have to. Yep.
I kind of like so some of my, the way I pick out who my closest friends are going to be is whether or not they have a murder-suicide pact with their toilet. And you do, so you're on that list.
If I could go anywhere, where would it be?
If you could go anywhere, where would it be?
It's a hard one.
Yeah, God.
So I feel like I've mentioned where my number one destination vacation spot that I want to go to.
I know you want to do.
Fictional.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Real or fictional?
Real.
I know you want to do an Alaskan cruise.
I do want to do that.
So that would be my guess, but from your tone, I think that's a wrong
that's
one.
up there, but I wouldn't say that's.
Phil, you got a
I
guess?
could go anywhere.
No, absolutely not.
Vietnam.
Yeah,
I want to go there.
I
want to
wouldn't guess
go
that
there
either.
and just eat all the food.
Because
that place, just like everything there, just always looks amazing. And when I do research on it, look at stuff and watch episodes, because Anthony Bourdain has like a house there or something. Like he goes there and eats all the time, and all of his episodes of all of his shows. And then what I've looked into, it just looks so fucking amazing. And I know it's cheap.
That's what I was about to say. I would like to go to Vietnam so that I can live like a king on my
$100.
Exactly. It's like, guess who has 200 USD? your new governor.
Because it's like, what's the guy I used to work with at Asiatique? Prostitute, very cheap in Vietnam. Very cheap.
Also very sad, unfortunately.
Do you think you could live without me?
No, absolutely I couldn't live without you.
Thank you.
If you call that living.
Right, there you go.
How do I annoy you?
Springing things on me.
Yeah, I feel bad when I do that. I can tell when I do it and I bug you.
Yeah, I mean,
and I try to immediately apologize, like sorry, man.
I know, you totally get in front of it. It's just we're just built differently in that regard.
Mm-hmm. I'm better about it than I used to be. It used to be really bad.
Yeah, no, it used to be like a whole lot of it. You are better at it for sure.
Now I don't get mad at people for not dropping everything to go do something. What is my favorite movie?
Your favorite movie is Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank Redemption or American Beauty, I would have accepted.
Okay.
I normally say both of those. Who is my celebrity crush?
Oh, there's so many, though.
Oh, come on! Obvious choice.
There's so many. I'm going to go with Charisma Carpenter, though.
Good answer. Good answer.
Show me Charisma Carpenter. Was it number one answer?
Yeah, always
number one answer.
Always
Great.
number one.
Is that it? Are we done?
Yeah, that's it.
Do you want questions. me? Is it my turn? Do I get to ask you?
Sure,
now?
Sure. You got my phone?
Yeah, I do. Can I have it? And then Phil, you do yours, and we'll both realize how much we actually don't know you. I'm afraid.
We will have burned an hour of showtime.
How are we doing right now?
Like 15 minutes.
Okay, we're good. We can rush through this. It's fine. It's fine. All right, Tyler. What is something I always say?
Oh, man. Or
right.
I know, right?
Okay. All right. I was gonna say. I always feel like I say something like, "How old do you think she is?" Tyler, what
let me masturbate, then I'll come over.
Yeah. Right. Tyler, what makes me happy?
Not having a clear schedule.
Oh, across the table, high five. You nailed it. Tyler.
Second answer, I was going to go with edging.
Edging.
Who?
It does make me happy. It really does. I'm sorry. The question wasn't what makes me proud of myself. My ability to keep cum in my body for a long time.
It tries to get out.
Oh, it wants out so bad. Tyler, what makes me sad?
Coming too early? I don't know.
Well, based on a previous answer.
Failing at edging.
I'll go meta.
Oh.
Being sad.
I think that's probably a very good answer. I also would have accepted everything. All right. Tyler, how tall am I?
5'9", 5'10".
Yep, there you go. Just an average boy.
Thank God.
That's how average boys roll. 69 inches, son.
Nice.
Tyler, what's my favorite thing to do? Edging. Okay, next.
Sleep.
Sleep. Yeah, sleep is good. Sleep is good.
Sleep, sex.
Yep, also good.
Eat anything you want and still have calories left over.
Yeah, the lower portion of Laszlo's pure hierarchy of needs.
Carnal desires. That's all.
Absolutely. Good answers. Let's see, Tyler. What do I do when you're not around?
Edit.
I sometimes do that here. But that
is true.
That is, I would also have accept edging.
Edging.
Work. You could call that work. Sometimes it does exhaust me like a full day of work.
Man.
But man, Tyler, though, it feels so. Phil, you were with me, right? We can talk candidly about things, right? You're with me.
Yes.
What, like edging all day and then
sometimes
saving it up to the end of the day or multiple days?
All right, can I be real with you?
Yeah.
Listeners, if you're like easily squeamish from like boy things, just go ahead and skip ahead. Here's your warning. Man, sometimes it's really fun to like just get right there. Just like, here we are. Oh, we're running the marathon, there's the finish line, and I'm just going to hail a taxi. I'm going to take that taxi back home. I'm going to chill at home for 3 hours, and I'm going to run the marathon again. But this time I'm going to cross the finish line.
Okay.
Phil, thoughts?
Bold strategy, Cotton. I don't think I would have the willpower to be able to do that. So kudos to you.
That's what. Oh, so yeah. I'm glad you said that. My favorite thing to do, Tyler. Correct answer is test my willpower.
Okay.
Yeah, we read that Frog and Toad story.
So that's why you're good at quitting smoking and edging.
Cookies.
I've been known to in knowing that I'm going to have sex later and I want the finishing to be more impressive.
Oh, yeah.
To edge several times leading up to it.
So you do it. You just don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
You just do it for the finale.
Yeah.
See, I have tried that, and that just makes me climax like that as soon as we get started.
Really?
So
I get it.
Yeah.
You need to do like I have and just jerk it so it's almost numb all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I live life.
Jerk it so much that oral's like, it's a gamble.
That's our next t-shirt. Tyler, if I become famous, what will I be, darling?
Oh, either a podcaster,
professional edger,
or prolific edger. The Guinness World Record for longest cum shot. in distance.
Ooh, I don't think I can make that. I've watched enough. I've watched enough porn to be like, nope, I'm not even a I would.
You're regional. You'd win
right,
regionals.
exactly. No, it's like I could make it to the Olympics, but like everyone there would be like, oh, this guy, he's not gonna win. It's cute though.
It's cute, Portugal. I'm glad you're here.
Tyler, what makes you proud of me?
Your dedication to things, because your ability to commit and stay committed. Because once you say you'll do something, you always follow through. And whenever you decide you want to do something, you always persist until you get it or you have it or you've done it. So that is extremely admirable.
Thank you. That made me feel good. I now understand the reason for this quiz. It's that question.
Yeah.
You made me sound like Jet Black from Cowboy Bebop.
I can attest to the dedication. The DMing that you do is impressive.
Not last night.
Well, no.
But thank you, Phil.
Yeah, you're a good first time DM mate.
You guys,
because DMing is taxing. You have to love it,
even without the prep. Because like it helps, like not having like running a mod and like not having to like create as you go, which is how I do it. Like the game that you played in, the Klingenheim game. This is some deep shit no one gives a fuck about, but Tyler right now. But
John Turley cares.
But all of that was like pretty much like improv. It was loosely structured. And I just improv'd all the details.
Because I feel like it got to that. I feel like it probably wasn't at first.
It wasn't.
It got to that, and then basically at that point, we were so invested in playing that like you didn't have to plan anything.
No, it was just fun. It was fun to improv.
You just said react to us, because then we could just like do what we wanted. That was awesome.
Fun. It was a fun game to run.
That's nice.
Tyler, what is my favorite food?
Wrap snacks.
Cheeseburgers.
Cheeseburgers is a very good answer. I will accept
Maybe
it.
pizza.
Cheeseburgers over pizza for life. Okay. I also would have accepted edging. In ribs. Edging in ribs.
Man, I guess it's been a long time since we've been out to eat to a place that serves ribs. That's true. Every place that we go that serves ribs, I've known you to always get ribs.
Also, it is a problem when I'm watching calories, because I did not realize how high calorie ribs are.
It depends on the sauce.
The sauce,
yep.
Right?
A dry rib is
not
usually
bad.
pretty good. Yeah.
Tyler,
dry rub rib.
Dry
rub rib.
That's my second rap name. Dry rub. You're
dry tubs of dry rub rib.
Dry rub. Dry rub rib. What about McRib?
That can be Phil. It's fine. It's the three of us.
Yeah.
Phil, you're Irish, right? You can be our McRib.
Bulbasaur's Irish, so
she's our McRib. Okay. You gave your rib in order for her to be created in the biblical sense. So yeah. Tyler, what is my favorite restaurant?
That's hard. I mean,
it's a tough one.
Because I know how much you love pizza by the pound.
Yeah.
But at the same time, pizza's maybe top 5, but it's not.
Pizza's top 5. Yeah, that's fair.
I know you love that popcorn from Murray. Real hard.
The popcorn from Murray?
Your mom would bring you those bags of popcorn.
Oh, yeah. It's from they've got them here too at the Subway in the Walmart. Okay. In case anyone's in Paducah and wants some sweet popcorn for $2, you get a big old bag.
Yeah, because Melissa and Brady Gatsby are also talking like they love day-old popcorn.
Oh, man. Oh, popcorn's so good.
Oh, singular favorite restaurant. That's really fucking hard.
Here, you want me to make it easy on you? I don't have one.
Multiple choice.
Okay.
I don't have one.
Oh.
So,
but I say a good Mexican restaurant, I would say, but it changes so frequently around here.
And it all kind of, you know how I talk about, I like to kind of change things up like every 4 years. I feel like it's time to I don't know, do something different or move somewhere. You know what I mean? I'm like that with restaurants too. And like now that I am not living in Lexington, I crave the restaurants there. But when I was living in Lexington, I craved all of the food here.
Yeah.
So right now, my favorite restaurant is a restaurant in Lexington called Sawyer's. They have a cheddar burger there that is amazing. Exalted Lord Micah Purdue was recently in Lexington, and I immediately thought of Sawyer's. And it's like all I could think about for the last 3 days.
Not to be an alarmist, but didn't you guys start TADPOG 4 years ago this December?
Yeah, this is it's probably the last year. I'm probably going to be out.
You're done. You got one more month.
Tyler's going to rise to the top because my sad ass is no longer chaining him to the bottom of the aquarium.
We need another D.
Yeah, we always need another D. Tyler, where is my favorite place to visit?
Where you went on your honeymoon. You talked about that for a long time.
Yeah.
You left going to Germany.
I did like Germany, yeah.
The old annex.
The old annex,
Yeah.
TADPOG Annex 2?
2.
Yeah, I do. I that is my favorite. No longer my favorite place to visit because the current owners of that annex would probably shoot me dead.
I do wonder what they've done with that. I do really wonder.
Wouldn't it be great if it was a podcasting studio? like if we go over there to like peer in the windows, it's like a $20,000 setup in there. All right. Good answer. Tyler, if I could go anywhere, where would it be? It's a very similar question to the last one, I feel like. I could go anywhere. Anywhere, Tyler. Where would it be?
Gen
This
Con.
quiz is
Gen Con?
Gen Con.
Phil, you were saying?
I was saying this quiz is making me realize I know much less about Dave than I do about Tyler.
I'm more private, I think. And it's like, and I also throw out a lot of joke answers, like edging for all of these. So like I get it. That's how I deflect like actual personal interest in me.
Where's the let's go? My room to edge.
Right. Hey Dave, what's your favorite color? Edging. Bye. As long as you don't know me, you can't hurt me.
The shade of gray everything takes when I edge.
The blurred vision I get while edging. My answer would be the moon. I would love to, if I could go anywhere, it would be the moon. I would love to go to the moon. In Edge on the moon. Tyler, do you think you could live without me?
No.
You can be honest.
No.
You can be honest. I won't go home and put the bee gun in my mouth.
I wouldn't have any friends then.
Bullshit, man. Everyone fucking loves you, man.
I wouldn't have any friends to hang out with as much as I would hang out with friends substantially less.
Just start podcasts with everybody.
That's true. That's true. I have to have 8 different podcasts.
That is a good way to attract people. Tyler, how do I annoy you?
When you get mad at me easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
I know, because it makes me go like, oh, fuck.
I know. That's a thing. That's like a thing on me where it's like, I know people in my daily life who get angry easily or annoyed easily, and it makes me like walk on eggshells around them. And it's like every time I do that, I'm like, this is how everybody feels about me.
Well, I know most of your triggers. So whenever we're hanging out as a group, I can always immediately, when someone does one, and inside I go, fuck. And I look at you like, how much is this gonna?
Yeah.
Okay, that's about a 5. He rolled through that one. Okay.
So this is guaranteed to happen next year in Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
I know not to rub Dave's hair, but that is essentially it.
No, that's even okay now. Like
okay,
that was like a series of unfortunate events that ended with Josh rubbing my head, and I went on meltdown mode. What are some of my triggers?
Usually in kind of rudeness.
Yeah.
Asking you the same thing over and over again, or if you said you would do something, reminding you about it a lot.
Yeah.
General pestering.
You can tell I never had a little brother.
Anything forward with Nikki at all?
That is true. I'm super protective of her, and I don't really need to be, but I am for some odd reason.
No, I think that's good. So,
because
I haven't seen you. Although you restrained it, I can tell whenever you're fresh. You're usually whatever you say next after you're triggered will be very sharp and to the point.
Yeah,
showing that you're angry, but it's a joke. To be like, you made me mad, but it's fine.
That's how I roll.
I've seen you get like mad and lash out it's been a few years.
It's tough.
So
yeah, it's tough.
So you're not as hot tempered as you used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's very fair to say. I tried working on that because, again, I realized that, hey, you don't have, sometimes you don't have to be an asshole.
You don't have to hold Zach down in the boxes for 15 minutes.
That was a long time ago.
That was a really long time ago.
How you doing, Phil? You enjoyed this?
Yeah. I just got a message from Bulbasaur that Harold Arthur decided to sit out swim lessons because he was mad at her and the teacher.
Why?
I don't know, but I'll find out in about a half hour when we get home.
God. Just so I can absolve myself from any guilt, does it have anything to do with the fact that you're recording this with us?
They didn't start on time.
Right?
I'm not swimming.
Because we started like an hour late. Yeah, I love it. Arthur's like, no. I lead by example, and by that example, I will swim in 1 hour, Father.
Arthur likes to swim, but he does not like swimming lessons. And to be honest, like swimming lessons consist largely of sitting on the side of the pool while all your other lesson mates have a turn with the coach, and you get to be in the water maybe 10% of the time. So you're pretty much just cold and outside of water for the entire lesson.
It does suck.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
I quit swimming lessons. I made it like through several different leagues or whatever tiers that you do during swimming lessons. And we had for like 10 weeks, one of the more advanced swimming classes I was in when I was little. The same teacher throughout the 10 weeks, but when it came time, the last day for your testing day, the teacher couldn't make it, so someone else stood in for the testing.
Yeah.
Failed everyone.
Really?
Failed every single person.
Really?
Like, nope, none of you are moving on.
You're the only one who survived. Everyone else drowned. You just happened to like cling onto one of the bodies and use it as a raft.
Because, it was so, I remember it made everybody so upset and angry because, like, he said to do some kind of maneuver, and as soon as you get in the water and start it, no, fail. And then, like, can I try it again? Sure. Nope, fail.
Wow.
Until, like, everyone did it over and over again. I think he let one person pass eventually. But then I remember after that point, like, I never went back. That was just it.
That teacher, your description of that teacher reminds me of Uncle Phil, the guy who played Uncle Phil. Mm-hmm. What was his name? Does anybody know?
James Avery.
Thank you.
Avery.
James Avery reminds me of James in the voice of Shredder, right? It reminds me of James Avery in License to Drive. Is that the movie where he had the coffee cup full of coffee?
You spilled my coffee. Right. It's an automatic failure.
So I imagine that your teacher gave all the kids a cup of coffee they had to swim with.
Yeah, she held it above your head, backstroke. But yeah, that was... I remember telling my mom about it, and she's like, well, we're not going back. Yeah, all right, how about yeah? I know enough about swimming to not die. So.
That's all you need to know.
I've already lost a toenail to this, so...
Oh, yeah, let's not revisit that. Oh, that still gives me shivers in my belly, a place you don't want shivers. One of my first memories is actually toddler swimming lessons. And my parents swear, they're like, there's no way you remember that. That's so far back. But I remember because it was like, I remember thinking that I was going to die because they were doing that thing where, like, I guess in the 80s, like, it was a big thing to, like, teach your toddlers how to swim. And, like, the way that this instructor was doing it was just stand, hold the baby, and then just drop it in the water.
Is that an option? Can Bulbasaur just throw Arthur in the water?
Oh, he hates that. Oh, he hates that. Getting his head below water. That's on the Arthur quiz. That's the worst thing that he does not like.
I guess it's child abuse now.
Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
What is my favorite movie?
Brycey blows.
You're kind of getting into the next question, which is who is my celebrity crush, but we'll get there later.
She has a DVD in our local adult store.
Does she really? Mm-hmm. I didn't know she had any like physical media. I just thought that she was an online presence.
Because I was surprised because I walked in to get something and then I looked to my right and I was like, is that an actual Brycey DVD? All right,Ll tell Dave I saw this.
That is odd. All right. This changes, man. But like top 5 star.
I'm I hear you starting to say Star Wars, but I'm gonna go with Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park is definitely up there for sure. Like that's
Independence Day, that might be in that top 5 as well.
If we're talking about movies that definitely shaped me as an adult male who cannot function in society, yep.
I cannot function without Jurassic Park.
Oh, I need it. I can't. Here's a true fact about me. I cannot get through the workday without pretending to be a raptor for 20 minutes. It's just a thing. I have to do it. Yeah, the Star Wars trilogy is definitely up there. I'd say Empire Strikes Back is probably my favorite movie of all time.
Okay.
Tyler.
Not pod racing?
Nope. No, pod racing. Good video game. I thought the pod racing video game was actually good, but no, Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace, that's it.
Dog. No, pod racing would have been a more accurate
racing.
That'd been a better name for that movie because it's like, hey, do you like 25-minute segments of just pod racing for no reason? Here it is.
Pod racing and a little Darth Maul. Okay.
The Darth Maul parts. Duel of Fates. Only redeeming quality of that movie.
Yep.
And not really even redeeming. And I got shit. Oh, Brent, I'm sorry. I got shit the other day on Twitch for us mentioning the Phantom Menace so fucking much, which we do. It's crazy. Until he's pointed it out, I did not know.
It was the first Star Wars movie I ever saw.
I
skipped school to go see it.
You skipped school to see Phantom Menace?
I stayed out.
You were a Phantom Menace.
I missed the next day of school because we didn't see the midnight showing.
Oh, I see.
Of when it came out.
I see. Whew, man. All right. Tyler, who is my celebrity crush? And why is it Darth Maul?
Celebrity crush of the non-porn star variety.
I didn't say that.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
I do like her.
You like her. I'm trying to think of any other actress that you really enjoy, and I can't really think of one.
Jennifer Connelly is definitely up there.
Okay, you have Jennifer Connelly.
Huge crush on Jennifer Connelly. Huge crush on Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Those two women totally have big crushes on.
Okay. Yeah, Jennifer Connelly, I have heard. I should have said that.
Yeah. Good, great looking woman. Great looking woman. Phil, you ready for us to do yours?
40 minutes in, we are on pace for that 60 minutes that I said. So,
fine. I guess we can talk about Diablo.
Yeah.
Or you guys can talk about Diablo.
Yeah, this is you don't have to talk about it at all.
True.
You can just ask questions.
Yeah.
Now I did have an intro, but we can skip that if we want to.
Nah, do it.
No, go ahead.
Who knows when you'll
all right.
when you can be back? So yeah, do it.
Well, that's why I had this all set up here. So the last time I did a Frog and Toad story, I think I left the message in like July, and it got played in November. So here is an opportunity for me to actually get one on here. And some of these are not 3 minutes long, and I this way I don't have to rush it and read too fast. So yeah, without further ado, this is the story A Swim.
Excellent.
And okay, you'll have to tell me after this. So for the most part, you guys have said that I've gotten you guys right with who is Frog and who is Toad.
I agree. Yeah.
And I haven't changed that at all. Pretty much it's Dave is Frog, Tyler is Toad. You'll have to tell me if this is correct after this, because there's some decision-making here. So,
is there a part where Frog edges for a while and then gets annoyed when Toad asks him the question twice?
You cannot edge that long. You cannot.
After Frog has committed himself to edging for 2 hours.
Edge I must.
Damn it, I will will this orgasm into oblivion.
The coming will be so much better if I edge.
There's also some folks from the greater TADPOG cinematic universe in this as well, because there's multiple characters here. So.
Oh, I like it.
Or is it TADPOG and Friends? Is this the U.S. Acres of
TADPOG and Friends?
Okay, A Swim.
Now I'm just imagining somebody, Phil, it's most humorous as you as Wade with a life preserver with an old, smaller version of your head on it.
Phil's head? Man, Dragon Con costume opportunity, Phil. You could go as Phil the Duck. Or Wade the Phil.
A Swim, Frog and Toad. Tyler and Dave went down to the river. What a day for a swim, said Dave. Yes, said Tyler. I will go behind these rocks and put on my bathing suit. I don't wear a bathing suit, said Dave. Well, I do, said Tyler. After I put on my bathing suit, you must not look at me until I get into the water.
Yeah, this does sound like me.
Why not? Asked Dave. Because I look funny in my bathing suit. That is why, said Tyler. So Dave closed his eyes when Tyler came out from behind the rocks. Tyler was wearing his bathing suit. Don't peek, he said. Dave and Tyler jumped into the water. They swam all afternoon. Dave swam fast and made big splashes. Tyler swam slowly and made smaller splashes.
Lines up.
A wizened sage came along the riverbank. Dave, tell that man to go away, said Tyler. I do not want him to see me in my bathing suit tonight. Dave swam over to the man. Ian, said Dave, you will have to go away. Why should I? Asked Ian. Because Tyler thinks that he looks funny in his bathing suit, and he does not want you to see him, said Dave. Some Gatsby children were sitting nearby. Does Tyler really look funny in his bathing suit? They asked.
Oh my
God. Jacob walked out of the grass. If Tyler looks funny in his bathing suit, said Jacob, then I, for one, want to see him. We want to see him. We want to see him too, said the Nances. Me too, said Terrence. I have not seen anything funny in a long time.
Oh, God.
Dave swam back to Tyler. I am sorry, Tyler, he said. Everyone wants to see how you will look. Then I will stay right here until they go away, said Tyler. Ian and the Gatsby children and Jacob and the Nances and Terrence sat on the riverbank. They waited for Tyler to come out of the water. Please, cried Dave. Please go away. But no one went away. Tyler was getting colder and colder. He was beginning to shiver and sneeze. I will have to come out of the water, said Tyler. I am catching a cold. Tyler climbed out of the water. The water dripped out of his bathing suit and down onto his feet. Ian laughed. The Gatsby children laughed. Jacob laughed. Taryn laughed. The Nances laughed. And Dave laughed. What are you laughing at, Dave? Said Tyler. I am laughing at you, Tyler, said Dave, because you do look funny in your bathing suit. Of course I do, said Tyler. Then he picked up his clothes and went home. The end. They just cut that shit off right there.
Wait, is that really how it ends? Is that really the story?
Yep, he's just, I'm fucking embarrassed of my bathing
What?
That's good children's tales. Sometimes you're just embarrassed.
What?
Sometimes shit's gonna suck.
That seems really... When was that written? And where was it written? Cold War Soviet?
It's in the 70s. For reference, the picture book is like a full body suit, like prison stripes.
Yeah, strongman.
Onesie leotard type thing.
Oh, so that's why it's funny? Because his bathing suit is funny?
I guess
Is everyone else in like hot, trendy thongs and banana hammocks?
Everyone else is either mice or dragonflies or snakes or birds. So
wow. So how was that one rated on Amazon? Is it like just a bunch of 1 stars?
It's the edging of stories.
As far as I know, I think Frog and Toad are the only creatures in their universe that actually wear clothing.
Oh, some real fancy fuckers like Tyler and me.
Yep.
Everyone else is ass naked.
I care very much about fashion.
So what this is, I'm not going to tell that joke. Okay. I was going to go political, and that's not a thing for me. So,
it's good. That's what after video games is what we're known for.
Yeah, totally. So what was the name of that story? The original story?
A Swim.
A Swim. Thank you. I'm glad that we could be here for a live reading.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I feel like Tyler and I are both frog or both toad in that story.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's a frog in this room.
I wasn't sure who among you would be comfortable with their nudity to be swimming ass naked.
No, I couldn't do that. If I knew people were going to be coming around.
I never swim. No. I actively don't swim.
I don't let anyone see my wiener unless it is like ready to go.
Well, that's different.
Yeah.
If it's sexual, it's totally different.
Do you not?
But if I'm just swimming out, just being fat, nope.
Oh, I thought you were maybe worried a fish would nibble on it or something.
That's good. Thank you, Phil.
Thank you, Phil.
Yes, thank you for your time.
Now, would you like to propose a sandwich now to keep your title as Sandwich Pope or at the end of the show?
Ooh. Why don't we save it to the end? We're already like 48 minutes in.
Yep.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll talk about a game here in a minute.
But I do have a sandwich ready. So if you just want to skip all the Diablo talk, just get to the last 10 minutes.
The sandwich is called Diablo.
That'd be good. The premise is already good for a TADPOG sandwich.
It could be spicy. Do you hear that, Tyler?
Yes.
What is that? What does a train full of funny looking bathing suits look like?
Just an edging.
Just an edge train?
Yep. Just a bunch of weird guys in bathing suits edging in the back of a train.
Hey, no one said anything about weird guys.
Just a bunch of normal average Joes edging in their bathing suits.
Just 3 normal guys talking about how they're frogs. Unless, Phil, maybe you're a toad. You're more of a toad than us, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Which, of course, all that rubbing and croaking and fabric rustling together, of course, ushers in the segment that we like to call Dave Reads from Wikipedia. Okay, guys, Diablo, parentheses, video game. This is what I got. They start off with a description of the series. So that's what I'll do. Here's the first paragraph about the series. Diablo is an action role-playing hack and slash dungeon crawler video game series developed by Blizzard Entertainment and Blizzard North. As of May 30th, 2012, the series has sold over 24.8 million copies worldwide. The series is made up of 3 core games with a very unconventional naming scheme. Diablo, Diablo 2, and Diablo 3. All 3 games are action role-playing and hack-and-slash games. Expansion games include the third-party published Diablo: Hellfire, which follows the first game, Lord of Destruction, published by Blizzard and released after the second game, and the recently released Reaper of Souls, which follows the third game. Additional content is provided through story elements explored in other media forms. I'm glad they have this in Wikipedia. To celebrate Diablo's 20th anniversary, the original game, Diablo 1, will be recreated in Diablo 3 in 2016.
I will play that.
I'm excited for that. We're going to have to get in on this together and then maybe do a 15-minute episode.
Again.
Right? So that's it for the series, really, if you're unfamiliar with it. Now, Diablo itself, here's how it reads. The setting of Diablo is the town of Tristram, the de facto capital of the kingdom of Conduras on the world of Sanctuary. The actual fighting takes place beneath the town in a maze of dungeons, catacombs, and caves that lead into the depths of hell. The plot of the original Diablo game centers around a player character undertaking a series of quests to free Tristram from hell-spawned evil, descending through 12 levels of dungeons into hell itself, which are the final 4 levels, where the player battles the titular character Diablo, Lord of Terror, one of the 7 evils who once ruled the hells. Diablo offers 3 character classes, and the Hellfire expansion offers 3 more. Players can play as warriors, rogues, or sorcerers. Each class has its own place in the game's history, and all 3 classes make appearances as NPC characters in the sequel. All 3 classes have the same general skills and access to the same spells, but each of them has a class-specific skill that has many drawbacks as benefits, except for Trap Disarm, which is the rogues. Okay, that's it.
So Tristram is a capital city of 6 people?
Yeah, but it's a small town.
People didn't live as long back then, that's the population.
Yeah.
So it's a town sitting on top of a Buffy the Vampire Slayer hellmouth.
I'm not familiar with a Buffy the Vampire Slayer hellmouth. What is a hellmouth?
It is basically a crack that is formed somewhere that leads directly into hell.
Yep, that's correct. Yep, you got it.
Because I know in the Buffyverse, there's one in Sunnyvale, California, where they live, and the only other place they talk about that has one is Cleveland, Ohio.
Good luck, Drew Carey. You got this, bro. That's how you know I'm in my 30s, because I said bro and not bruh.
Because you said Drew Carey.
Yeah. My fourth favorite Drew.
The Price is Right guy? Why would he be into Cleveland?
So Sunnydale is Tristram, essentially, but much larger and populated by more people.
At least 12 people.
At least 12. Because I've had the desire to watch the original Buffy movie and rewatch the series. Because I want to watch it with everyone. Because Melissa's seen the movie, but no one else has seen the series or anything. And I know it's kind of campy, but I feel like it's good. It's really
I remember
good.
loving the movie. The movie doesn't relate. Like there's there is a dialogue between the two.
Yeah.
I see.
Because it's the same Buffy. She just moves from that city to a different city.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Okay, now I know. Here's what I remember from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie. The guy with the motorcycle who says something like, "Don't you want some real power between your legs?" And I remember hearing that as a kid and being like weirded out, which I know that's what the line was supposed to do, but it was like, just like, oh my God.
I need someone normal. Show me Pee Wee Herman again.
Right. Please, somebody. So that was our Buffy the Vampire Slayer cast.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next week. Phil, what sandwich you got?
We're
Diablo.
We're done.
I also want to apologize. I'm not on point at all because I'm fucking tired because I have been playing. I have probably played 15 to 16 hours of Overwatch this weekend because it was free play weekend. And that's a Blizzard game, so it's relevant.
There you go.
But man, Blizzard makes some addictive fucking games, and Diablo is one of them. There's a loop around.
Have you guys played the expansion?
I have not. Phil, have you?
Hellfire, I did play that a bit. It's been obviously 20 years. I have not played it in a long time, but no, I did a minor bit of research on this. It fixed some things that would have annoyed you about the original Diablo, not being able to run one of them.
Oh, you can run in Hellfire?
Yeah,
I'm out.
It's not a run. It's a very fast walk. It's the walk animation at double speed.
I'm out.
So
pass.
So you like the creepy crawly, slow?
Oh, I love it, man. That's why Diablo.
No sprint shoes walk.
Oh, I love it. Diablo 1 is my favorite Diablo because of that.
Oh.
Diablo 1 is a horror game. Diablo 2 gives you the capability to run, and it's no longer horror. It's just a monster show. It's like where the monsters are scary looking, but they're not actually scary because you're faster than them. And as long as they don't wall you off, you can just get away. In Diablo 1, some of the monsters are faster than you and will swarm you, and you're slow. So you kind of have it's more survival than just being scared by looking at monsters.
Okay.
Also, Diablo 1 is like the lowest fantasy out of all of them. Like, I feel like Diablo 1 was kind of like, it starts out very low fantasy, and then you go to hell, and it's like, wow. That was kind of epic in hell, but it's like, I feel like when Blizzard was developing Diablo 2, they were like, all right, we got to be more epic than the last game. So we got to start it out where Diablo 1 kind of left off, like on the scale of epicness. And then like by the time you get like halfway through Diablo 2, it's like, what the fuck is going on? This is crazy. And then by the end of Diablo 2, it's like, what? Man, this is like high fantasy.
Yeah.
And then Diablo 3 comes out and it's like, well, we got to like make it, we got to up the ante even more. So it's just,
we're going to heaven.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. And it's all cool. I enjoy it, but I really, I like gritty fantasy. I like low-level fantasy. I like a little bit of magic in my fantasy stories, but I want it to feel grounded because that's how I connect to the stories. Like Game of Thrones, I connect because it's more character-driven and all the characters have like very real-life situations. Yeah. It's just in a fantasy world. I kind of fall off when fantasy writing is a lot about world building because what that tells me is I have a lot to learn about this world. So right off the bat, I feel like I'm not going to be like super connected to the characters. I'm going to be more like having to remember like proper nouns and shit like that.
Yeah.
And Diablo 1 was really, really sparse on the story. Like you had you had the 6 people in town that they would have some dialogue options, but not much. But for the most part, after that, like maybe you read up in the instruction booklet. There were a few tomes scattered around the 16 levels that would have some story extrapolation, but it was pretty bare bones in terms of a narrative. It was just kind of like dive in there, kill shit, loot shit, and level up, and that was kind of it.
Yeah, and quests in Diablo 1 are really super easy to miss. Like, if you don't talk to an NPC when you come back from town, you won't get a quest, for example. And in in multiplayer, quests are pretty much non-existent. Like, if you're playing with another person, I think they kind of expected you have played some of single player.
Yeah, I think you have essentially 4 quests, which is kill the butcher, kill the Skeleton King, kill Lazarus. I think that's the second and last boss. And then kill Diablo. And that's it.
That's pretty much it. There are...
Who is Weird?
I always call him Wirt, but maybe it is Weird. He is a peg-legged boy who lives on the outskirts of town and sells magical equipment. But he charges you to show you his wares. So you have to pay him gold, and then he'll show you an item, regardless of whether you buy it or not.
Okay, because I only know him from using his leg to get into the secret cow level.
Yeah.
Yep.
Phil, when we played recently, you played a sorcerer.
I did.
And I played a warrior. I know that we... was sorcerer your main class in Diablo when you originally played it?
This may have been like the second time I've ever played it, maybe third. I don't know, but it was warrior for almost all of role playing games like this. I will go with the easiest one to master, which is generally the hack and slash. You don't have to worry about potions and spells and other things. It's just take damage and deliver damage, and that's about it. You were a sorcerer, though, weren't you?
Yeah.
That was your main.
I was, and it was because I got... once I completed the single player with warrior, rogue, and sorcerer, I started playing multiplayer games, and I realized that it's really easy to kill people with the sorcerer. So that's why I played as a sorcerer, because it was...
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And you killed me when we were playing together. Like, I assume it was on accident. It seemed like it was on accident. But I mean, like, you could kill me without trying.
Yeah.
Like, that's how easy it is to kill other players as a sorcerer. You don't even really have to try. And, like, if you are trying, it's just, I mean, it's instant. It's instant death, pretty much.
Maybe if you're a rogue, because you can actually return fire, but as a warrior, and because you move so slow, like the sorcerer can just spam spells and just fill the entire screen with damage.
Yep.
And that's it.
One of my favorite things to do as a sorcerer was to fight, when I'm fighting a warrior, actually taunt him, tease him like he's moving towards me. I'd be casting spells. The moment he gets to me, blink away, and then start pelting him again, and he'd start walking towards me, and then when he got there, blink. I mean, you're untouchable by a warrior unless he pulls out a bow, which he's not going to be good with.
Yeah.
So warriors, you're just sword and board. That's what they do.
Great axes, like great axes are in a certain level range are the best weapon for a warrior, I think. Because once you can wear heavier armor, the shield becomes less important, and you can kind of focus on damage output, which is like a big old fucking axe. And then I feel like it comes back around once you get to hell, because each level, like every time you go from like cathedral to caverns, for example, or to catacombs, I mean, the enemies that spawn in there they're more powerful than the section above. Just like in Diablo 2 or Diablo 3, when you progress from one area to another area, they get more powerful. And what I think is really cool is this was one of the first games that I played where the levels were procedurally generated. That was a huge thing for me because as a kid in high school, you guys might be able to relate, I had a lot of time. And that meant that this was a game that I could play over and over and over again, and every time I played it, it would be a little bit different. So every time I would play, a floor would be different, and then the monsters that spawned in there may also be different, which I think is cool.
That's the thing is everything about it. The boss monsters, the monsters themselves, the weapons and armor, like every single thing was completely randomized, which I can't think of another game before this. Now, I didn't play everything, but like I feel this really put like the procedurally generated content kind of on the map as a thing, and you can obviously see the effect it has had in the 20 years since. That is a very very popular form of game. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And if it wasn't the first, I would say that it was definitely the one that popularized it.
Yeah.
I realized the other day, playing Overwatch, I'm not super great at Overwatch because I'm not really good at team-based shooters. But what I realized was, I might not be good at these because I'm used to games like Quake and Quake 2 where it was less about learning the map and more about improvising. Because when I play a shooter, I like to improvise. And Diablo, I felt like is a very improv style of game because it's always procedurally generated. You have to oh shit, I went down to this level and there are lava monsters throwing lava at me, and I have to kind of figure out how I'm going to deal with that.
Yeah.
The special abilities, I think, for each character class, I think are garbage.
Yeah,
I mean,
they are.
Because it's like the warrior can repair items, but I think when he does it, he decreases the total durability by 1. Nope, garbage. I'll just pay for it.
They eventually become glass.
Yeah,
it's a worthless ability.
Oh my god! And when I replayed this game, I completely forgot that if your item durability drops to 0, it's fucking gone. It's gone. Like it is removed from your inventory. It's just deleted from the spreadsheet that is your character.
I like that.
There's no getting it back. Yeah. And the first time that happened to me playing, I was like, oh, I forgot. And they give you ample warning. As you're playing, as you take hits, your equipment becomes damaged. And there's this little icon that'll appear that it's damaged. And it starts out orange. And then it turns red, and it goes from red to gone. So, I forgot about that. So I was looking at a red chest piece for a while, and I was like, if it gets down to 0, no big deal. I'll just keep fighting these easy monsters down here, and then get it repaired in town when I'm done. I totally forgot that it would just bloop gone. Yeah, and I lost. I mean, it was a low level chest piece, but for the level, it was good.
Yeah.
It's little bits of that where I think. Again, with the slow movement, I think Diablo is more of a survival dungeon crawler than anything else because your shit just completely deletes itself.
So another one, you guys like Rogue? Because you both said you played Warrior and Sorcerer.
I didn't like Rogue. I'm going to be completely honest with you on this. I'm not saying that I'm proud of myself, but as a high schooler, I did not want to play as the girl character. So, I mean, that's just me being real with you.
So you can't choose gender for either one. Each one only has a specific...
That's correct. The gender is set. The warrior and sorcerer, they are men. The warrior's a white dude. The sorcerer's a black dude. So when Phil and I were playing, I said that we were JD and Turk.
Yep.
That was a joke that I enjoyed just for myself. And then we had a few people drop in and drop out as Rogue. So
you could only max multiplayer 3 people.
Four, I think was
4.
Yeah,
okay.
We could do. I don't think we ever got 4 people in there at once.
We didn't.
I think Ruby Baron, Paul Kahlul was in there for a bit. Barbecue Baron, lots of Baron activity was in there.
Super Baron.
Yep. Yeah.
And then Cousin David too for a little bit.
Oh, I forgot about Cousin David.
But I feel bad, Cousin David. I'm so sorry. What happened was he started playing. He and I played on the same game for maybe 2 hours, and then it was the next morning that I accidentally deleted my character.
Yeah.
So I done fucked him up again.
No, man, we can't play anymore. I deleted my character.
Well, it's funny you use that tone.
It's a pain in the ass to get that thing installed too.
Oh, it is. It is. Installing Diablo 1 on a modern computer is tough. You got to jump through a lot of hoops.
A hacker.
Yeah.
So good.
Yes, you have to download a bunch of stuff. Diablo 1 is available for free on the internet at archive.org. I am willing to bet you that it is an illegal gray area, I would guess, but it's probably one of those things where as long as Blizzard doesn't complain about it, it'll remain up there. Like those Nintendo Power issues. You remember when the Nintendo Power magazine issues went up on archive.org?
Oh, okay.
And it was a huge deal. And then archive.org took them down. And everyone's speculating that they took it down because the media made a big deal about it. And Nintendo was like, we have to do something about it because we have to protect our copyright.
Yeah.
What I hear is Nintendo actually didn't really care that those were up there, but if they don't protect their copyright, they set a precedent.
Yeah.
So it's like in the future when someone's like, hey, we're put all the Nintendo games ever on this console and we're selling it for $60. If Nintendo's like, wait, you can't do that, the company making that bootleg game could be like, oh, but remember that time that you didn't complain about Nintendo Power going up on archive.org? That kind of shit. That's a stretch, but you get the analogy maybe.
Speaking of a Nintendo system that has everything built into it, I would love to get an NES Classic.
Yeah.
But man, I have not seen one yet.
Nope, me neither.
So
I hear there are some stores that are allowing second pre-orders for much more money. So it's weird when a retailer is like getting in on the scalping action.
Damn.
Because it's like, yeah, you can pre-order these for $99. Wait, what?
Yeah, nope. It'll be a while then.
I
would love to be in the Nintendo inner circle to hear what their idea is. It entirely just about demand? Like we trickle this out and we get increased demand, or is there a more sinister motive behind limiting the release?
I don't know, man, but it has to be artificially created.
I mean, that's what Nintendo does, right? They're kind of notorious for always undersupplying.
Like, there's no way I can't. As simple as the NES Classic is, I mean, those parts can't be difficult to come by to manufacture them. I mean, because it's like what? It's an HDMI port and a USB port and then a drive.
Yep.
I mean, there's not a whole lot to it. I mean,
same with Amiibos and what they've done with Amiibos.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and if you think about like Wii games that are still like 10 years old, are still like $40 to $50.
Yeah, they hold their value, man.
Compare the SNES to the Genesis, and like the Super Nintendo has always got more expensive resale games. It's kind of limit the production and increase the price.
Absolutely. They do a good job of that, man, because it's like you were saying that and I was thinking, you know what? I do probably buy more Nintendo games on release than I do any other games because I know that waiting is not going to do me that much good. Because it's like, why wait 3 years to pay $5 less than I could get it right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or in some cases, more.
More. Yeah, so, possibly more. Yeah, you're right.
Because I got Pikmin 3 on launch.
Oh, I heard Pikmin 3 is really good. I've never played a Pikmin game.
I haven't either. I just heard it was really good. I got it on the Wii U right when it came out, and then very small release. Didn't do very well commercially, because Wii U. And then the next time I checked on it, it was $90.
Shit.
Jesus.
God.
So, yeah.
I think it was former Master of Coin, Ryan, who was telling me about we might like Pikmin after we were talking about Dune, I think.
Yeah, I think it's cheaper now because they released a Greatest Hits version of it.
Oh, yeah?
But still, the original label version is still expensive.
Diablo?
You want to talk about music?
Oh, God, I love the music. Holy shit.
And I looked, there's only 6 songs.
I know.
The entire thing. It's one song for each of the 4 levels, the intro theme and the town theme. But
that haunting guitar, man, that just that guitar and that flute is just like, it's so sparse and it like sets the fucking mood for Tristram and just this like feeling of dread. But it's also beautiful, I think, at the same time.
It feeds into that horror theme that you were talking about, and it's very atmospheric. Like each of the level themes for the catacombs, for the church, for the caves, they sound like it is in a catacomb. It is in a cave. Like it's the music. The music. It's half music, half sound effect. Yeah, essentially.
Yeah,
and
used to good effect. I think. Diablo 1 has my favorite music in a Diablo game because it's again kind of low fantasy. It plays in on that like it's very subtle. It knows it's not over dramatic. I'll put it that way. And I feel like the subsequent games have just gotten more dramatic. You know how like the shoulder pieces, the pauldrons in World of Warcraft keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like Blizzard has a thing, and that it is every time they do a sequel to something, anything, it's bigger. More. More is more is Blizzard's philosophy, I think. And I think they do a beautiful job. Like I think Blizzard, their attention to detail, like as a developer, I think is their strongest suit. The fact that they care so much about detail, and that in itself, I think is like why Blizzard makes games that people love and why they're a Blizzard loyalist.
It's interesting. I'm not sure I know any other developer that just sticks with like 3 core franchises or just a small core franchise and says we're just going to do that. I mean, even Nintendo, like, they've branched out to, probably 10 different type of franchises. But they're also a console developer, so they have to have more content. Blizzard, it's like when they make Overwatch, it's a huge fucking deal because they've increased the number of franchises by 33%.
Yeah.
Like, that's huge.
Yeah, and it's completely new characters and all of that. Yeah, that's a huge deal for Blizzard. And I think Blizzard's very meta as well. I feel like they know that their fans are their fans. There wouldn't be a con just for Blizzard if that wasn't the case. And they're very meta in their games and reference each other and stuff like that to masturbatory levels with Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah. BattleNet is another thing that I wanted to touch on because that essentially set up online gaming as a thing. Like I'm not sure if I remember anything before BattleNet, but it was hugely revolutionary when 1996 when I started playing, being able to play online with other people and kill and be killed by them. Which then obviously sets up, the entire world of MMORPGs. So
they kind of had their foot in the door for that, huh?
Yeah. A little bit.
I remember playing a few other games online, but I remember Diablo being a big deal because it was set up in-game. And it made it easy, where it's like it felt like one of the first developers that had made its own platform for gaming together. I think, do you guys remember a piece of software called GameSpy? That is what I used to play other games online back in the 90s, and it was probably shitty software that installed a bunch of backdoors on my my shitty-ass Packard Bell, but hey, whatever. It worked. What do you think about the visuals of the game, Phil?
They blew my fucking mind in 1990. I want to say, was it 96 or 97 when it came out?
It was 96 because this year's their 20th year anniversary.
Okay, yeah. But I was a Nintendo fanboy all my life. So like then you're kind of in the end of the Super Nintendo era, which for that era means that you're getting the best games from the Super Nintendo,
right?
And the most graphically challenging ones. But
games
it's
like
Nintendo.
Frogger.
Yeah, yeah. But it's Nintendo, so they're all like very cartoony and very child friendly and very like animated,
right?
And so like, having that as my gaming background and seeing Diablo and seeing like what a PC game can do just kind of blew me away of how dark and atmospheric and gothic and it looks, and it still holds up to this day. Like it's obviously a bit jankier, but like us going back to a 20-year-old game and playing it, I feel for a PC game, like that is something. Like PC games are not set for replayability for 20 years ago.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. And something I'm so glad that you talked about Super Nintendo games being like very family friendly and clean and shiny. I remember when I first played Diablo, I had a moment where I was like, I got to make sure my parents don't see me playing this because like this is maybe a little too hardcore because I wasn't used to playing games at that time with like dismembered bodies in it, blood on the floor,
my parents
stuff like that.
freaked out about Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
Which
is funny now, like thinking of it, but it's like I get where they're coming from. I mean, that Resident Evil 2 when it came out, that was kind of that's a console game.
I mean, Mortal Kombat was fine. They had no problem with Mortal Kombat whatsoever.
Maybe because they realized that it was a joke and we didn't.
Or Dad enjoyed that. He'd never enjoy Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, very similar dads, you and I. They produce similar children. And oh man, like talking about the gore and stuff like that in Diablo, which is really mild in like comparison to games that are released today, I think. I remember the opening cinematic of Diablo. Like that's one, Phil, that I'm going to be talking about at the retirement home. You were talking the other day about how we're going to talk about shit like this when we're in our 80s, when no one gives a fuck about us anymore.
Man, I'm looking forward to retirement home D&D when you actually have time and the people around you, because scheduling is the hardest part of D&D.
Absolutely.
And if you're at a home, if you're at a home with 100 other peers with nothing else to
just
do,
bored. Yeah.
But sorry, I hijacked that.
No, I'm glad you did, because I can't. Now I'm daydreaming of playing D&D and not giving a fuck about anything else. I'm daydreaming of me going like, shit, I can't play tonight, guys. Henry is visiting.
Yeah.
I gotta pretend to be a normal old man. The opening cinematic to this game, I will remember.
That's weird.
Forever.
That's weird to think about.
What, the retirement home stuff?
No, like your kid's coming to visit you.
God, I hope he does. I hope he I hope that my son will be like, yeah, I'll come visit my dad, even though I have important things to do. And all he ever does is brag in front of his friends about how much longer he can edge than them.
Since I turned 70? Oh, man.
Oh, it's so easy. I can put all kinds of things in my butt. Still doesn't make me come.
That was pretty good.
The opening, I thought you'd like that. The opening cinematic, I will remember forever because it's so freaking gory. Because I remember being blown away as a kid. A raven flies, lands on the face of a corpse, and digs an eyeball out of it. I remember seeing that and being like, oh my God, this is the edge. We've reached it. That wasn't even a jerking it joke. So I fucking loved the feel of this game. And that's what I loved the most about it, is I feel like they nailed this dark, foreboding feeling. That really did, as I was playing through the first time as a kid, scared me. It really did. It scared me. And like all the the character designs are great. I think the demons are wonderful. They look wonderful. The Foley work is a little over the top, but is very, like, that's where my nostalgia kicked in the most, was like hearing the sounds of the game that I had forgotten about. Like the sounds of like the quill fiends dying, where they're like, and they do like this little like scrunching, scurrying sound as they curl up. Yes.
just someone drank a lot of milk and had a lot of fun pretending to die.
I love it. And it's tough, man. It's tough to play this game and not have nostalgia goggles for it. Because I played it so much as a kid. And I was totally a trainer kid. Well, I played it so much that by the time after a bit of time, I got bored of it. And then downloaded a trainer for it. God, what was the name of that trainer?
Megan Trainer.
Megan Trainer? No, it wasn't. God, I wish I could remember the name of it. But I would give myself everything of the whale. I remember that. I remember Plate of the Whale was a big thing. And then, of course, pushing my sorcerer over his limitations. Like each class has its max strength that they can have, and its max magic and stuff like intelligence. So.
That's not something they continued, did they? For number 2?
That is a great question. I don't know.
You had the point buy system. Every time you leveled up, you got 5 points that you could put into strength, dexterity, magic, and constitution. I think vitality. Yeah,
same thing.
But everyone had a cap. Like the wizard, I remember the sorcerer would be capped at 45 strength. And everyone had like the maximum. Like the wizard had 255 magic. The warrior had 255 strength. So everyone kind of had, you could min max to a certain extent. Which, you know, I don't remember having control of leveling up my characters before this and other RPGs. Again, I'm a Nintendo guy, so I play a lot of JRPGs where you level up and it does it all for you.
Well, that's what I thought was a big deal in Final Fantasy VI. Like the Magicite system blew my mind, because it's like, oh, I can learn spells with these things and kind of control.
Yeah,
I like that.
So being able to control how I leveled up was huge for me, which I really liked.
Absolutely. I looked up the name of that trainer because it was going to kill me inside. It was Boba Fett's. trainer. Yep. And here's how you know. Here's a good indicator that it came out in the 90s. The name of it is in alt caps. So it's capital B, lowercase o, capital B, lowercase a, so on and so forth. The only way it could get even any more 90s is if Leet Speak was involved. Like if the E in FET was a 3, that would have been the best.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any achievements for Diablo?
I do. Phil, do you?
I had a couple.
What you got, man?
Okay, so the first one I have is at least he's not out doing drugs. And you get at least he's not out doing drugs by clicking enough times that your dad yells at you. Because unlike Diablo 2, so Diablo 2, pretty much from Diablo 1 to Diablo 2, it improved everything. If you had a gripe, running, you couldn't run in Diablo 1, well, they let you do that. You couldn't have enough space in Diablo 1, well, they gave you a chest. 3 characters to 5 characters, larger world.
Yeah, that's another thing, right.
One minor thing they did was in Diablo 2, you click on an enemy and you hold down the mouse button and you keep attacking. In Diablo 1, every attack has to be an individual mouse click. You have to click. Yep. So it just takes that to such a crazy level. I cannot imagine your dad would let you have this game in the house.
Oh, yeah.
with how much clicking would.
Well, that's like when I streamed the game and played it back, the audio it's like, Phil, 30 minutes of us talking in the beginning, and then the rest of it is just click, 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 just a bunch of rapid clicking sounds in the background.
Get some Foley in there.
There we go. I love it. I did stream this a while back. I'll have a link to that in the show notes if anybody is unfamiliar with Diablo and wants to check it out. Weirdly enough, it's one of the most watched videos that we've got in the stream. So I don't know. Maybe I just need to be a full-time Diablo 1 player.
Diabolist.
Diabolist. Phil, do you have any other achievements?
One, I had a hard time coming up with a name, but maybe you guys can workshop this with me.
Perfect.
By defeating the Butcher by hiding behind a door and shooting at him through the grates. So the Butcher is in level 2, and he is so far above your ability. Mm-hmm. It's stupid. And the only way you can defeat him, so he can't open doors. So he's the anti-raptor. Yeah. You get to his lair, you open the door, you have him chase you to another door, and in Diablo they have grates that you can shoot through, so you can get behind that door and look through the grate and just shoot him with a bow and arrow for 5 minutes until he dies. So my workshop name for that one is "This is fucking stupid."
Yeah. Yeah, something about, because the famous line from Diablo from the Butcher is fresh meat, so we could play something with that.
Yeah, and I know, Dave, when you and I played, like, it took 2 of us, and we both just got fucking slaughtered against him.
Oh yeah,
we found a place where we could hide and shoot him without getting hit. Like, this is a level 2 fight for level 10 characters. It's stupid.
Yeah, and I even remember we decided to wait to fight him because it's like, we need to be higher level. And then we went down several dungeon floors, and then we decided to come back up. And still, he was too hard for us. Like, I mean, he is absolutely, like, he's a mile marker, right? Like, he's a bar where it's like, don't even try to fight the next boss until you can beat him.
Yep.
Is he like a resident who was possessed?
Oh, man, his background story, Phil. Do you know it? There is lore for the Butcher.
It fails me right now, other than the quest marker is a dying guy in front of the church who says a bunch of town members were led down in the dungeon by Lazarus and were essentially fed into the Butcher's lair, where he just dismembers and chops them all into bits. Outside of that, I'm not familiar with his greater backstory.
Oh, and his lair is terrifying. The room that you open, it is like just corpses on pikes, bleeding, blood all on the floor. Like, I remember opening that door for the first time as a kid, and like I failed my Constitution save, and it worked the way that it needed to work, because it's like I opened it and I was stunned. Like, I was just like, what? Because there's no other room like it in the game. I opened it, and I was like, what the fuck? And then he was right there in front of me. Chop, chop, dead. Like, I mean, it was like 2 hits, and I was done. Because he's got this fucking big fucking cleaver. And you know, the Butcher shows up in all the other fucking Diablo games, and then Heroes of the Storm. He's fucking terrifying in Heroes of the Storm. Because it's like, as a guy who likes to play squishy characters a lot, you hear when the Butcher like locks onto you. It's like this horror sound, like in Psycho. You hear that, and you know it's coming, and it's like you're not exactly sure where he's going to show up, but yeah, it'll fucking wreck you.
You got any achievements?
I do have an achievement. I'm going to need a little help though from you, Phil, if you don't mind. My first achievement is called Stay a While and Listen. If you could help me with that, I would appreciate it. You do a really good...
Stay a while. Stay a while and listen.
There's an NPC in Tristram called Deckard Cain. He's kind of a big deal. You probably haven't heard of him. In order to unlock that achievement, you need to talk to all of the NPCs in town because Deckard Cain is a long-winded fellow who likes to talk and give quests and stuff. I have a second achievement, and that achievement is called I Gotta Pawn Some of This Stuff. In order to unlock that achievement, you'll get it very easily. You just fill up your inventory. Once you run out of inventory space, you unlock I Gotta Pawn Some of This Stuff. And very easy to do. You will do it on the second level of the dungeon.
No, I'm interested. So definitely when it comes out this year.
Yeah, when it's in Diablo 3, I'm down. I can't wait. It's on the public test realms right now, but I kind of just want to wait until it's actually released before I play it.
Man, I don't even remember any of my information about Diablo 3. I quit that game so fucking hard.
Yeah,
uninstalled it. Did not look back.
But we played the shit out of it.
Yeah.
But I remember getting to that wall before they changed the difficulty of the game. That Inferno level,
and just getting gear was just so difficult.
Oh, it
Fuck
was
the
tough.
real money auction house.
Yeah.
Like I had so many problems once we hit that period that are just like, man, I'm not gonna put this stress on myself. Fuck this.
I get
Uninstall.
I think Diablo 3 was a good game though. I honestly. This is different for me because I didn't grow up on Diablo 2 like a lot of people did. Like Tyler, I know that was your jam.
Yep.
But I think Diablo 3 is my second favorite of the trilogy. I think Diablo 2 is my least favorite.
That's interesting because it ties into a question I have for you, a throwback question for both you guys. So give me a fuck, marry, kill of Diablo 1, Diablo 2, and Diablo 3.
That's easy for me.
Okay.
Because I would marry Diablo 1 because I want to be with it forever. I would fuck Diablo 3, but it's before I meet Diablo 1 somehow. Because I would never cheat on Diablo 1. That's my princess. And Diablo 2, I like Diablo 2, but given the constraints of this question, I would have to murder Diablo 2. Tyler, what do you think?
Having never played Diablo 1 or played so little of it?
I guess I would, because I just have such a bitter taste in my mouth over Diablo 3, so I'm going to murder Diablo 3. I'm going to assume that since we've never met before, it's going to be an arranged marriage, so then I guess I'll marry Diablo 1.
Really?
Not knowing, and then I'm going to fuck up some Diablo 2.
All right. I'm surprised by that answer. Phil, what about you?
I like what we all have different answers. So, Diablo 2, I'm putting a ring on that finger. I want that for life. Like that's a game I can play for a long time.
Yeah.
Diablo 1, I just want to go back and fuck it every now and then. Just get a good quickie in there and be done with it. And
let me show you how much better I am now. Yeah.
Yeah. Diablo 3, like on its own, it's all except it's a good game, but it's just, man, she changed so much from 2 to 3.
She started charging you real money.
She started taking control away from me. Like, I like being able to put points into my characters, and she's like, no, I'll take care of that for you. You don't need to worry about points. I got it taken care of.
Oh man,
I'm killing Diablo 3.
Dude, I love all of these answers, and I love that you reminded me of something. You talking about like putting points in things. Another thing that I love about Diablo 1 that I know I think we differ, our opinions differ on this, is Diablo 1, there's like no like ability tree or anything like that you put points into. Not like
I
in
love
like
the ability tree.
like it's not like Diablo 2 or Diablo 3 where it's like you get talents and stuff like that. It's all it's very straightforward where it's like it's kind of like imagine D&D without feats. It's like a D&D role-playing game without feats. It's kind of bare bones. Okay. And there's something about that simplicity that I really like.
I get that.
Let's see, Tyler, do you have any achievements for this game?
What are you, Sotheby's? And that is where you look at 20 things that pay weird to see 20 things and then don't buy anything.
What are you buying?
And I guess I guess I'll see you a whole lot, and you unlock that whenever you fight Diablo.
Oh, I see. Right, I got you. HE double hockey sticks.
How is the boss fight?
I remember being scared. I remember it being tough. I wish that I could have fought him more recently.
Yeah.
Phil, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm kind of on the same boat because I didn't fight him. I did read some Diablo trivia beforehand that they originally intended this game to be on a timer, where if you did not beat him within a certain amount of time, get down to level 16 and beat him, that his difficulty would go up.
Oh God, I love that.
They scrapped that, but according to this very, very true and I'm sure accurate trivia site, it said that they kept the easiest version of Diablo as the boss, so he's a relatively easy fight.
I don't remember having many problems with him. Like I remember when I beat him the first time, I remember thinking that was hard, but man, wasn't as hard as the Butcher.
Because just like with your character, where you don't have a ability tree, you can't do anything. Diablo doesn't have anything either. He doesn't have the lightning. He doesn't have like the bone prison.
Right.
It's just a straight up like you take a punch, he takes a punch. Yeah, it's just a slugfest, and if you can do more damage than he can do to you, then you win.
I'm okay with it.
Did you all know?
That sounds disappointing.
Yeah.
They should just call the game Butcher.
Yeah, just
halfway through Butcher.
The Butcher is the hardest boss in this game.
Yep,
by far.
Yep, absolutely.
By far.
Yep, absolutely, 100%. He is skippable though, so there's that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't have to fight him.
Diablo's not. The lore canon of the game is that the warrior is the one who defeats Diablo and then decides to cram Diablo in gem form into his own forehead to contain the evil soul, which of course works out for everyone all the time.
I have this backpack that I've been carrying shit around in, but my head is the perfect place for this.
Oh, there's not a hole there yet. Oh well, I guess I'll just make this crystal look like a spike and slam it in there.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, it sounds like he might have wanted to become Diablo a little bit. Conspiracy theory. The warrior by canon, I think, is the son of Leoric. Is that right? Is he the prince?
I don't know. See, once we start getting into like Diablo 3 lore, if that's what you're drawing on, I'm woefully ignorant.
I kind of am too. I'm sure
that book. Yeah, that does by Treasure Goblin Mike.
Absolutely. I'll have to look it up. But I feel like it doesn't really matter that much because I don't really think the lore was in place when they produced Diablo. I think it was more of like people like this game and we're going to make a second one. Let's make some lore up.
Yeah. Did you guys know that the movie rights to Diablo has been owned by Legendary Entertainment for the past 9 years?
No.
Yeah, I was doing a little bit of research, and I was able to trace articles back to 2007 of Legendary bought the rights to Diablo. They own it. They're making a movie. Obviously, they haven't made a movie. It doesn't seem like they're planning on it. But it's interesting because Legendary is the company that Zack Snyder goes through. It's got all the Zack Snyder movies are on there, and as much as he is kind of a maligned director, I feel that the stylized gothic atmosphere of Diablo, like it fits something that he would do. Like that's something like I'm annoyed that he's got the entire control over the DC universe, but I'd be fine if he made a Diablo movie.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see that. That's a lot better than the angle I would have gone, because I was thinking Sam Raimi, but that would probably end up being goofier than I would like.
But I mean, Legendary they did the Warcraft movie, and that made a buttload of money across seas.
Right. Across seas, not here though.
Yeah, I would imagine that because of that, like StarCraft, if any other Blizzard project is going to be coming, it's going to be StarCraft because of all the Asian and South Korean fans out there.
Yeah.
So it might be a while before we get that Diablo movie, but it's a possibility, I suppose.
I'm okay with not having a movie. I mean, I'm interested in it, but on the other hand, it's like, I'm okay with that. I've seen so many bad video game movies. That's really what it is. I've seen so many bad video game movies where it's like, I'm okay if a game I love doesn't have a movie.
Did any of you see Warcraft? Because I never saw that.
I haven't. I need to rent it, but actually, I don't need to rent it because with the warm reception that Legion, the most recent WoW expansion, has gotten, I don't need to get into Warcraft again. Like that, it's even as bad as the movie may be. I've heard it's not great. I'm worried that watching it would be like, oh yeah, I forgot about.
Try this.
Yeah.
Man, I forgot what heroin's like.
Yep, that game. I am super tempted. These words came out of my mouth maybe 2 weeks ago. If there weren't so many games coming out right now, I would play Legion. And like when I said that, I was like, wow, I'm really glad there are a lot of games coming out.
So you guys, I owe you guys a sandwich, don't I?
Yeah, Phil.
Go for it.
Is it Tadpog sandwich time?
This will determine whether or not you remain our sandwich pope. So,
the question is, do you have a challenger in mind, or does the belt just become open for the next person?
What do you think, Tyler?
I guess it's, I wonder if it's, you have to become first contender.
Yeah.
Like WWE style, where there's like someone who owns the belt, and then the only person who can challenge the belt holder is the top contender.
Oh, okay, I see. All right, okay. Well, I don't know what any of that means, but I'm down. You guys both see it sound like it's a decent idea, so I'm on board.
Micah knows what we're talking about.
Yes.
I think there's a suitcase you can cash in to get like a title shot, something like that.
Is this Deal or No Deal or wrestling?
Both.
Who does Howie Mandel face off against?
Old Howie Mandel with the mullet.
Mark Summers. They fight each other.
But no, for the Tadpog sandwich, so I had to do a little bit of research because I didn't want to go on at this thing lightly.
Okay,
so
I'm glad you're taking it serious.
I watched the Good Eats episode on sandwiches.
Like me some Alton Brown.
From Alton Brown. I did a little workshopping with the Tadpog Elite chat group. Got some good ideas there. And
what if those are vipers in your bed feeding you bad advice in hopes that they will gain the title?
I'm gonna pull the plug if you say turd sandwich.
No, the
survey says
things I came up with. It's got to be dick shaped. I'm not going with a round sandwich. It's got to be a hoagie. It's got to be penis shaped sandwich.
Okay,
good detail.
It needs some spice in it. It's got to have some element of spiciness. No tomato and no lettuce. No Subway lettuce. No tomato. I don't want Dave getting the shits after eating the Tadpog sandwich.
Don't want to risk it. Okay. So you're dropping a lot of knowledge. You're showboating a a little bit.
Look, I didn't earn this title because I'm just some fucking schmuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think you get a large, long sourdough loaf, and you cut that in half.
Sourdough's good.
You hollow out that bad boy, and I want you to layer in bacon and prosciutto and ham and brie cheese, and you need a little bit of crunch, a little bit of vegetables. So I think some
potato
sauteed
chips.
Onions.
Oh, okay.
You want we can do potato chips. Ruby Baron Paul Kluel said potato chips because he was vehemently against pickles. He likes his crunch to come from chips, but
I like my pickles though, dog.
I like pickles.
Yeah. I'm not sure if pickles would be good with this, so I went with pickled ghost peppers on top of those sauteed onions.
You know us. You know right how to get us in our gooder hearts.
Yeah. So you wrap up that bad boy: bacon, prosciutto, ham, brie, onions, and pickled ghost peppers. And you put the cap on that and toast it in the oven. Bring it on out. You serve that with a side just a dab of cranberry relish. Bulbasaur's mom,
it's a delicacy.
Apparently, yeah. So I guess that'd be Ivysaur. Ivysaur makes she makes a signature cranberry relish.
God, you fucking killed it.
Here is to die for. So you get some Ivysaur cranberry relish and a side of Mac 10 red hot cheddar cheese flavored wrap snack chips.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You're still oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was saying it was going to be, so for drink considerations, best paired with an LIT or a gooey butter cake soda.
I think you're still Sandwich Pope.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That was a really good answer.
It makes me want to make that.
I was going to ask you if you would.
Yeah,
I wanted to make it beforehand, but that's a lot of effort, and I think all those ingredients cost a lot of money. So
we have Patreon money. Yeah, let's use Patreon money so that you can make these sandwiches, Tyler.
By the way, while I was coming up with that, I found the Mac 10 red hot cheddar cheese flavored wrap snack chips.
Those are real.
On a website called taquitos.net, which apparently is like an IMDb of snacks.
Wait, what is this site again?
Taquitos.net. And I went to their FAQ, which said that taquitos.net is the most comprehensive snack food site on the internet, featuring independent reviews of more than 7,000 snacks from more than 1,300 companies. In addition to snack reviews, taquitos.net has information on Krispy Kreme donuts, chicken nuggets, grilled cheese sandwiches, chocolate milk, snack mascots, and more.
Oh, man, snack. We could do a whole episode on snack mascots.
Follow-up question. Since I first went online a few weeks ago, I've visited literally dozens of different interweb sites. Of all the interweb sites out there, which one is the crunchiest? Answer, taquitos.net is the crunchiest. So I think the next time when you guys get packages in from listeners, I think Dave reads from taquitos.net is in order.
That's pretty good.
If it's got a submission, if it's got a site on there, then yeah, definitely do it.
God damn it, Phil. I fucking salute you. Not only have you dug your heels in and maintained your Sandwich Pope status, I feel like you've really gone above and beyond and given us a new idea for the show.
A bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dave reads taquitos.
As much fun as my YouTube comments was, which died an unheralded death.
Yeah, those run dry, man. What happens is you get to a game that people love, and then all of a sudden it becomes not as funny.
I did that for this one, and I couldn't find any shit on Diablo 1.
Yeah.
Here's a fun backstory. So I went to YouPorn and typed in Diablo 1 and tried to find YouPorn comments, but I also failed miserably. Turns out there's not a lot of pornography with Diablo in the title.
I wouldn't have thought that.
Not since the 1700s.
So yeah, but no, I'll take any challengers to my sandwich title if they want. But mostly, I'd like to see someone make the sandwich and see if it's actually as good as I think it is.
Yeah,
Tyler, I would fucking love for you to make the sandwich.
I'm down.
In the meantime, Phil, while you're waiting for that Diablo porn, you can find plenty of Overwatch porn.
Yeah.
I'll have a link to that in the show notes.
Well, I went ahead and put Diablo into Pornhub, and the first result is somebody named Dirty Diablo.
Dirty Diablo? It's the butcher and Diablo together. That's what you call the Dirty Diablo.
Fresh meat.
Let's see. Tyler, I've got a few questions. Oh, Tyler.
Yes, sir.
I've had fun today with you and Phil having a casual episode where we had therapy for 40 minutes and then talked about Diablo for a little bit.
You remember that 5-star review complaining about how we drop our voices when we do this part of the show?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do remember that, Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
But I like doing it.
Yeah,
is
me
the problem.
too.
So that's never, ever going to change. Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
If you were to give this game a beard.
I'm doing this? I feel like I should give it to you guys.
Okay. That's good. That's fair. I mean, you can give it whatever beard you want, though. You could even give it a beard made out of a windshield that used to be over your eyes. Yes. Okay. We'll do the. What do you say, Phil? Are you up for the challenge?
Yeah, I'm good.
You want to do beard? I'll take glasses, or you want to do vice versa?
I did not come prepared for this, but
Me
I'll
neither.
do beard.
Okay. Or we can do it together. Tyler, will you let us do it together?
that's
We can
good.
workshop
Sounds
it.
good, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Dave and Phil,
Yes, Tyler.
if you were to give this game a combination of beards and glasses, what would it be?
So I'm thinking, I'm looking up some images of our dearly departed Skeleton King.
Leoric, the one and only.
Leoric's got this wispy white kind of goatee that hangs off his chin down to his chest, and I feel like this deserves one wispy undead skeleton beard.
I like that. Phil, Tyler, is that an acceptable answer?
It is.
Okay.
For glasses, here's what I'm thinking, Phil and Tyler. Hear me out. Because the butcher is so prominent in Diablo, I feel like I need to include him somehow. But here's a problem. The problem is he does not wear glasses. So what I'm thinking is the glasses for this game are two severed hands making the OK sign that you flip upside down and equip in your helmet slot.
That's good.
The Junior Birdman glasses.
Yes.
It's good. I like both of those. It's fitting.
Good. We
Works.
did okay?
Yes.
Two average boys did good today.
Yep. You guys got B's. You C-class boys got B's.
TADPOG. We're three average boys talking about video games.
For the last half of the show.
Tyler,
Yes.
Phil, I actually have questions for you now.
Okay.
Or a question.
Okay.
I want to know how much you can get this game used on Amazon for the PC.
Wow. I have no frame of reference for this.
$10.
$10 from
it's not
Tyler.
much.
Phil, what do you think?
I'm going to go $14.99.
Actual retail value of Diablo for the PC used on Amazon at the time of this recording, and I'm going by the lowest, is $9.45.
Oh,
Very,
just barely
very,
over.
very, very close. The version you can buy it with Prime shipping for $36.01 if you want to.
Shit.
I need this 20-year-old game in 2 days.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I have waited so long for it, I can wait no longer.
What really frustrates me is I owned this game but cannot find it. So, I hope I'm not admitting to guilt here, but I did get it from archive.org. So, or maybe I didn't. Allegedly, I got it from archive.org, depending on how legal it is. But I did own it at one point in time. I've still got my Diablo 2 CD, which infuriates me because it's the one that I don't want as much.
Yeah.
Still have my Warcraft CD, my Warcraft 2 CD, all that. But not for some reason, Diablo is missing.
You guys, anything else? Anything else?
I do want to give a very quick shout out to the Experience Grind podcast because they did an episode on Diablo 2. So if you haven't got enough Diablo goodness, I recommend checking out their episode on Diablo 2. I'll have a link to that in the show notes.
Good deal. Well, thanks for coming on, Phil.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate it and your future Patreon pledge for being on.
50 cents, baby.
Yeah. Yay. That's sandwich
train
money.
and an appearance. So that's 51 cents come Monday morning.
Shit.
You are so much less nervous than even the last time you were on the show.
Yeah. It's almost as if doing this a bunch of times gets you used to it.
Yeah.
I thought-
streaming D&D. And,
Yeah. I thought we were
Yeah.
just growing closer, Phil. No, not the case.
It's all those things combined. Like, it's funny because I do this for a living, like talk and interview people, and yet I still get nervous. And I think it's just doing it for people that I'm unfamiliar with. Like if I am interviewing a new coach or a new player, I'm just a big bundle of nerves. But if it's a guy that I've known for 5 years and I've talked to every season, it's just a conversation. So, yay for social inadequacy. I guess.
Hey, you're making up for it. I love it when you're on the show, man. I really do.
Yeah, I love being on the show. It's a lot of fun. Number 5. I'm climbing up to Nance family.
You still have a long way to go for
John Turley.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of John Turley, and the Overwatch stuff, I would really like to do an Overwatch episode. If you don't mind, Tyler.
Sounds perfect.
I know for sure that is a way to get John Turley back on the show.
Oh, okay.
That is absolutely a way to get him back on the show.
Okay.
So I want to go ahead and throw this out here. We have limited mics. So I want to.
So I don't have to be on it.
No,
I'll just sit over on the bed and make faraway commentary.
No. I'm saying this because I've already run into, like, even when I've kind of said out loud, I should do a Overwatch episode. Those seats are already fucking taken. Before I played Overwatch, 3 people were like, if you ever do an Overwatch episode, I have to be on the show. We're not friends anymore. So I've already got that roster is fucking full.
We do respond to terrorists. Yeah. So yeah.
So that would be an episode with Burger Bottom John Turley, and Wizen Sage Ian Chandler, and we need to make up a title for Ramon. He's been Ramon of Super Bomberman 2 fame for a long time.
That's true.
But I do feel like he needs his own title. Him and Brent still. But unfortunately, they got blocked. They cannot be Sandwich Popes because Phil fucking fought for his title.
Sandwich Cardinal, Sandwich Priest. Like we got a whole hierarchy underneath me that we can do. Like let's
Sandwich Bishop.
Yes.
Let's form the sandwich religion right here and now.
Well, that cult leader position, that sounds pretty good.
Sandwich cultist.
Sandwich cultist. the cult of the Gooter
Sandwich Jim Jones. Of the Sandwich Heaven's Gate. Yeah. Which I was reading, there are still 2 Heaven's Gate people around.
They didn't do it?
They were left behind, quote unquote, to run the website. So the website is still up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How do you think those guys, like initially, do you think they were really pissed? They're like, what do you mean we can't go? And then now they're like, oh, man. Wow.
Man.
I cannot believe I dodged that bullet.
Almost did that.
Oh, well, got to upload these files. Click.
Okay, so I'm on the Heaven's Gate website, and it looks exactly how it should from that. It is frozen in time, 1995. Like,
is there a link to the Boba Fett Diablo trainer on there?
Or the Space Jam website?
Yes, which is still active. I fucking love that.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. So you missed the next episode. Are we going to do NBA Jam? Or since we already did that?
We already did NBA Jam for the SNES list.
Yeah.
I want to do Aladdin.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's another one of those Genesis games that had an SNES counterpart that we've already talked about.
Yeah.
I want to see how those games stack up. There is a caveat to that. We've shit on 2 of the 3 favorite games of Shadowrunner, Cody Stinson. Mm-hmm. So I think we have to give Cody a heads up.
We have to give him better games to play.
Right. Yeah, we have to send him our suggestions. I think we'll need to send Cody a private message saying whether or not to listen to the Aladdin episode. Because I like him. I don't want to lose him as a listener. Yeah. Oh, and he's very good at Overwatch, so I want to keep him as a partner.
Okay. Let's see. So we'll be talking about probably a little bit of NBA Jam, a little bit of Aladdin, big Genesis catch-up episode.
We'll combine them.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, Jafar Dunk!
Aladdin Jam. Let's see. So what else do I say? Hey, you know what helps us out? 5-star reviews.
Edging
and 5-star reviews. So if you want to
getting permission to come.
There you go. If you really want to make your edging work, go to iTunes, find TADPOG, leave us a 5-star review, and ask if you can come yet.
Yeah.
And
iTunes is going to remove that. Please don't do that. Don't say, can we come yet? Ask if you can finish.
Can I finish? Yeah. And then you can also, you can go do that on Amazon too. So we have a shirt on Amazon. Just look up TADPOG on Amazon, or the blue one.
Yep.
With all the good 5-star reviews.
Yep.
Not the much cheaper one with the negative reviews.
Right.
So yeah, you can put something on there asking, can I use this shirt to finish when you give me permission? Mm-hmm. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
So
answer, it's your money.
Like a prostitute would say.
Yep. I don't care. You bought the shirt. Do whatever you want with it.
So let's see. We're also on Facebook. We're on Twitter. So if you have a game you want us to play, if you have a Patreon request, or if you want to know when you can finish, just get in touch with us, and we promise we will tell you what you can do. Eventually.
That's actually how we'll answer. Guys, like Tyler said, thanks for listening. We will be back. We're going to be talking about Aladdin. In the meantime, you can always find us at tadpog.com. That's where the show notes live. I will have links there to archive.org, and I will have a link to the Boba Fett trainer. If I can find it I'm sure it's on like GeoCities or something like that. Which is totally still around, right?
Absolutely.
Maybe.
Angel Fire.
You can also find us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/tadpog. There's a lot of cool people there doing a lot of cool shit. We're on Twitter. We're at tadpog_podcast. It's cumbersome, just like this outro. I realize. Hey, did you enjoy this? Would you like to also pay us money? You can do that. Wow, the magic of the internet. Look at that. If you'd like to do that, you can find us on patreon.com/tadpog. If you donate at least $1, you get access to the bonus episodes that we've done and will do. We've got one that we need to knock out for November. TikTok. I'm starting to feel the pressure on that one. Hopefully we can get Taryn in on that.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool. I'd like to take a moment just to thank some people who have recently donated on Patreon. I'd like to thank Micah Purdue, a.k.a. Exalted Lord Micah Purdue, for upping his pledge, keeping that penny train rolling. I would like to thank Brett Miller for upping his pledge as well. Gonna be working on a title. I'd like to thank Phil Hawkins. Have you heard of him? Phil Hawkins for recently upping his pledge. Phil, thank you. Thank you personally.
Yes.
And I'd like to thank Brett Miller again. He upped his pledge twice since we've recorded. So, Brett, thank you very much. Do appreciate it. Also, I'm sorry that you have a name that I almost positively have called you Brent multiple times. So I apologize for that. So maybe your title has something to do with not having an N in it. I don't know.
There you go.
Let's see. What else do we do? Oh, you can call us if you want at 270-883-2555. Also, if you want to mail us something, you can do that. We have a P.O. box that we share with Nicole.
That is TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002.
I know we've got postcards, and please, if you'd like to send us a postcard, you can do that. I'll get them the next time I pick up a package from Nicole. I know Cody has sent something in, so I need to check with her soon to see if she's got anything.
What you were saying? I bought one recently for you guys, a postcard.
Oh, really?
Which is interesting because until you need to buy a postcard, you don't really think about where postcards are available for sale. Like I didn't know where to go in Salem to get one until I went book shopping for Christmas, and they got a stand here. So
yes,
I know where to get the best ones in Paducah, and I'm not sharing that information.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Let's see. We have an Instagram, TADPOG_podcast on Instagram.
Yep, we're on Twitch. Just search for TADPOG there. You'll find us.
Hey, Phil, what's our theme song?
Knock 3 Times by Tony Orlando.
Yep. Man, that'd be pretty good.
Otherwise known as Moves by Sycamore Orlando.
By Sycamore Orlando Bloom.
Yeah. Sycamore Drive. I don't want you guys to get sued.
Sycamore Drive has expressed indifference, so I feel like
no
okay,
interest.
Right?
Let's see. How do you want to close this out?
I think we should close it out like the butcher.
Okay.
Our favorite butcher. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
You can be Sam if you want.
That's a good one. Okay. So until next time.
Tropical Capricorn. Phil and I went a very specific direction.
I was reaching for Swedish Chef. I was like, I'm sure he butchers stuff.
Pork.
But I couldn't. Butcher.
Oh, nailed it. Good episode, Phil. Thank you again so much.
Scene. Yeah, thank you guys. You want to know a secret?
Can it be the stinger?
But edging the whole time.
Yeah. What's your secret?
I don't know if I want it to be the stinger. Okay.
Okay. It won't be.
I filled up 2 8-ounce jars with urine while I was doing that.
I know that feel.
I had to pee so bad, and there were 2 glasses here.
Oh
and
my God.